Crafting professions. One of the cornerstones of making gold, though I always wanted to know how to level my profession in-game without having to look it up on multiple sites. So instead of moaning about it, I did it. So today I'll be showing you day number 14 of the WorthIt Guides add-on and what I have done to make leveling crafting professions so much easier. Let us begin. I originally went into this week thinking that, oh yeah, this would be easy. Well, yes and no, let me explain. I said that I wanted to create all crafting profession guides. However, it became abundantly clear from when I started working on the guides that there is a lot of guides that I said I needed to do. This combined with coding the initial UI and backend for these guides, a decision needed to be made. And as such, I asked myself what would give the maximum usefulness with reducing the workload on the guides. In short, Shadowlands. I have compiled all Shadowlands profession guides with breakdowns on how to level from 1 to max skill. This is a step-by-step process, making it easy to follow. Along with this, I added the list of materials you will need to go from 1 to max on every profession. This is to better prepare yourself for leveling your profession, reducing the amount of times you have to go to the auction house because you don't have enough materials. That was a nice start, but we can go further. We can use the idea I did in the last update by giving all leveling guides waypoints for their specific trainers in Oribos. This will help other players find their profession trainer first. However, that made me think of a question. Would you like to have the supply vendors as waypoints as well? I was playing with the idea to do it, but I'd rather ask the people I'm making it for, which is you guys. If you would find it helpful, I can add it into the add-on for the next update. Let me know in the comments. I did initially decide on having separate frames for leveling crafting professions, but I thought that this would be kind of lackluster, as it would feel nicer if I broke them into tabs for the crafting professions instead. This means you can choose in the tabs which expansion you wish to level in, and I feel that this is a more practical way of laying out these types of guides. I have to say, this was great. We actually made some amazing headway with the guides. You were able to go from 1 to max in a clean layout along with a material list to gather all of the resources needed. Though this got me thinking, the one thing I would have wanted a few years ago was to know how much I would be spending to level a profession. I think this at the beginning of every expansion and when I'm leveling an alt's professions as well. Even if it was an estimate, it would give me a clear indicator on whether it is worth investing my gold and helping with the decision-making process. This is where TSM comes in. I use TSM's API for the WorthIt add-on to value farms, so this is where the idea comes in. I would use the TSM API to value the materials needed in each material list, and this would give me an estimate on how much it would cost me to level a profession. In the process of coding this, the first iteration, well, I completely froze the game. This was an error on my end and was easily resolved. Simply put, I broke it. But after some tinkering and a few cups of tea later, we now have estimations for leveling your professions. This should help people choose whether they want to level their profession, and I'm quite chuffed by it in order to know how much it's going to cost to level a profession. So all in all, and to sum it all up, we now have Shadowlands profession leveling guides with their trainer waypoints, material lists, and TSM integration for estimating costs. I'm really proud of this week's build and I'm looking forward to building more upon this now I have a foundation to go off of. By next week I aim to finish off all other leveling guides to go along with every other expansion with all of the features I've talked about. After this is done, we should hopefully be able to turn this from an alpha into a beta, as all of the core features should be implemented by then. Let me know what you think about the latest build and what else would you like to see moving forward. And maybe, just maybe, we may make something truly amazing. Other than that guys, have a wonderful rest of the day and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.